Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of BruceBannersArmbar. We're not smoking a Bruce Banner, would be fucking dope if we did though. Give you guys a recap, the biggest fight of the year so far, UFC 246. It's early January, but the UFC's had no problem already throwing out a huge card to start things off. I personally think the undercard had more hype than the main card as far as good fights going on, for sure.
For last night's fight,
Started out with Drew Dober, the 155er. Knocking some other dude the fuck out, no big deal right away. I think it was first round. That was sick. That was the first one I remember.
Quick. I mean, they were all better than the main card.
But
the main card didn't have any real top tier fighters. We were talking about this off camera, how even in the women's, it's just Nunez up there in the higher class. So that Holmes fight showed that it wasn't top.
There's different levels to it for sure, and Holly Holmes not on the same level. She's slow, she's old.
She showed her age for sure.
She pushed what was her name? What'd she fight? Jessica?
No, it was
Pennington.
Marcy? No, Pennington.
She sat there and pushed Pennington against the railing for 3 rounds, did nothing else.
I mean,
just controlled the octagon.
Even Marcy.
Macy Barber?
Yeah, Macy Barber.
That was an undercard fight, which was intense. She had more hype, 21 years old, going into the fight. Had all the hype in the world. I was annoyed as fuck with her. I just told Taylor that I didn't want to see her win. Dude, it was ugly.
But she was not. She fucked her knee up on it she tried to dodge the jab or something, and she stepped, and you see she fucking tripped on her own feet and twisted her knee.
Crumpled her, tore ACL. Yo, you heard Rogan say during the fight too that they would have never stopped it because she was a chick. But what you said during the fights, you said that you think it was because what's his name had his fucking leg crumpled.
Oh yeah, because Santos had his leg destroyed, and
they just don't want to see that shit
just
anymore.
like the NFL, it's like we gotta protect our fucking assets, and it's like we could stop her fucking, Because truth be told, at that point, is she really gonna fucking win? She can't stand on half her fucking base.
I mean, she was good when it got to the ground, but you saw her, she was on her knees, and that's all she could do. She had the top position a couple of times, but anytime.
She was,
that old chick, she was 21 getting beat up by a 37-year-old. Been there. I don't even know where the chick came from, to be honest. I'd never heard of her before. They're not putting, it's snowing, they're pushing. I assume it was a building fight for Macy Barber to try to climb up the rankings, to try to have a name known for herself.
Just get a couple of wins on her belt.
And then she got fucked up, too. It was disgusting. Her face was leaking everywhere. It was terrible. And then, like he said, but if they're stopping it to do that, stopping the fight to see, he's like, literally the ref stops before the third, partially torn ACL. Yeah, is what he says. It's just because it's a lot of people watching it, they didn't want to see a woman crumpling on her leg.
I don't think it has to do with a woman. I just think.
You think anyone? You think if we see it again, they're gonna stop the fight and make her sit down and check that ACL and make sure it's good?
Well, after that, they checked it during the middle of the fights too.
Did they check him? They didn't sit him down and check it. No, they didn't. Did they check him?
They checked it when he would go to the side, and it was like in the middle of the second. He's like, "Yo, my knee is fucked."
I remember him saying it. I didn't remember him checking it because I remember we just knew it because remember he would fan it and his knee would fucking.
I don't think the UFC's medical staff checked him. It was his guys who checked him.
Yeah, but no, it was actually the UFC doctor that made her sit down between rounds and said on live TV.
That's what I mean. I think after that, it was like, because if you lose your knee, you're done. Any sport, you're done. You can't walk. You can't do none of that.
Especially if you're trying to throw kicks and trying to plan all that.
You get kind of power. Even just someone comes and checks your knee, boop. Guaranteed to fall down. What's
his name? Travis was saying straight up, dude. Anderson Silva, she should have been front kicking her to that knee too. That'd have been some sick shit. The craziest thing about this is I've never really felt bad after a UFC fight after people getting fucked up, but it's crazy. You see her walking out of the octagon, like crying, hugging Ben Askren. I assume Ben Askren was coaching her wrestling or something. Probably. Hugging her, and she's like crying coming out of the octagon, like hugging her mom. Her face is fucked up.
Well, she's also just 21, and then
she's a kid too. I don't think I've ever felt bad. Like, damn, I kind of feel fucking bad for her. So when's the last? I mean, I've seen people get KO'd, knocked out by Valentina, killed. And I didn't feel bad for him, like this 21-year-old chick just getting fucking murdered.
Or maybe it wasn't just the fact that she lost and took it as being. Could have also be like, yo, your knee might be fucking fucked.
I mean, partially torn tear. I don't know how long that's going to be out until Thiago Santos fights.
It was partially torn when they checked it.
Before the last round.
Before she was on her knees, fucking.
I don't think I saw too much damage happen after that, though. A lot of it was a lot of ground game.
But she was like this.
Oh, dude.
So imagine being like this for 5 minutes with your legs, and then you got another person, your weight on top of you.
Dude.
Like, that knee must have took a beating after they checked
I think I feel guilty about it just because I told Taylor off mic. I was telling him that I was like, yo, this chick's
she looks like she's a cunt. Dude. She looks like she's Shut the fuck up.
She's super like one of those people who are like, no, I'm the best there ever is.
Yeah.
My shit doesn't
Well,
stink.
not even the best that there ever is. It's like, I walk into the room, everyone needs to shut the fuck up.
Yo, look who's here. Mm-hmm. Coaches, like, you go to a gym, coaches pay attention to me. Yeah. I'm the one here to work.
She's the kind of person.
I don't know if this is the case at all, but she seems
the persona she puts off is she's like the one who walks into a fucking gym and starts like disrespecting people to gain clout.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on her more though. This is definitely our first podcast, so we're coming out early. Maybe we're gonna see this chick flourish to become the next Ronda Rousey. But if you're that early in your career and you get beat up by a 37 year old like that,
we were talking about this again off screen. We were talking a lot about it off screen. Like a big problem is there's no middle class UFC. It's either you got up and comers and then stars. And if you can't make that,
it's that way in women's anyways. There's no
no, even in men's. Give me a low rank.
Middle class, you call them gatekeepers. It's the people who like those top 5 guys who it's the up and comers got to beat them to be able to like get that championship. Like Frankie Edgar, that dude's a perfect middle of the road. He's fought for the belt like 2 or 3 times in his career. Never been able to win that belt, but you got to beat that bad motherfucker. Chad Mendes is another top 5. I think they're both same weight class. That's probably 145. People that you got to beat to be able to consider great, to be able to fight the greats, you know?
Well, I feel in the women's, you got some like fucking Felice Herring,
Felice Herring's top 15. She's not even that great.
Yeah.
115er.
I mean...
Michelle Watterson's only like a 7 or 8, and she had a chance to fight. If she would have beat Joanna, she'd have been a belt.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying gatekeeper. Like, Watterson's a gatekeeper.
I mean, she's not a top 5 gatekeeper.
I mean, top 5, you shouldn't be a gatekeeper. You should be competing for the belt.
Well, I mean, it's the people who competed for the belt and couldn't get it. It's like the people who are elite. But
to me, a gatekeeper should be fucking, like, whoever's 25 to 16, you know, because 15 and up, you should be competing for the belt. There should be no gatekeepers in there. Everyone should be killers.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but there's so many people who are just, they're great, but they're not like the best that there ever was. Like, it's a different kind of animal to win a belt with the pressure on the line. Like the championship fight, 5-minute rounds, I feel like it's so much different than a regular 5-minute round.
Yeah, of course. Sure. You get 10 more minutes of fighting if you make it that far, you know?
Yeah. That and then alone everything that comes with it being a champion too. Well, you make so much more money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why like top 15, they should just be killers. There should be no gatekeepers.
They are killers in the men's division. I feel
but that's what I mean. Like all the gatekeepers are right before them. You know, the ones who you thought was gonna like ask.
I'm talking like gatekeeper for the championship though. The person who's like you got to beat to be able to fight for the belt, to be considered a top 1, top 2, to be able to even fight for the belt.
That just should be the top 15. Like, you know, you beat fucking number 5. That's when you move up, and you know, like.
I mean, there could be, I guess, a gatekeeper in a different scenario. Like you gotta be a Felice Herring to be a top 10.
Like Felice Herring, like she'll make it up there, but she'll never or Watterson make it up that far, but never ever beat Joanna or Rose. You know, she'll never drop back down. But an up and comer girl would face her maybe twice in her career. Real early, and then again later because Watterson will rise up the ranks while that fucking young stud's brawling through and making a name.
Yeah.
But then like she'll face Joanna or fucking Wei,
the Chinese champion.
Yeah, but it's like you only face that chick once because you're in the top 15.
I don't even know how many fights she's had. Has anyone fought her more than once? I feel like she fought for the belt.
You know how I feel about Wei. I really don't feel like she's a legitimate contender since she only had 1 fight. And is that my door?
Yeah. Positive. Ooh. Remember to pause. We're recording.
I forgot where we were at.
No, I got it. Alright, neighbor hooked us up. He got his light shut off. Don't have to jump start that later, but we're all good. But back to Macy Barber. I don't think we got anything to worry about as far as her being a gatekeeper, being gate kept into championship title contention anytime soon.
Probably done now. Career's over.
Nah, she's young. She's like 21. It's all good. But that was a dope fight. Feely, I don't even know his first name. The dude off Team Alpha Male, I kept hyping it up to Travis last night because he was winning the first. Ended up getting the shit kicked out of him for the next 2 rounds. I forgot what weight class it even was. I just know he's a Team Alpha Male guy. Don't even know who he fought.
I kind of remember.
I think it was just slow striking, and then he started getting out struck for the second and third rounds. I don't remember.
Fucking his ass, but
I remember being kind of in and out on that prelim fight because no one we knew. That fight. Elliot, the crazy 135er who got fucking knocked out, standing up.
Fucking.
Go sleep mode, dude. This guy's sleeping while standing up. Goes down, puts his jaw down, comes back up, gets his ass kicked for 3 more rounds, and then the third being a fucking asshole, keeping his hands down.
Yeah, that guy should just fucking teed off on him for being such an asshole.
I think he was playing it too smart because I think Elliot was being an asshole by putting his hands down, trying to like set this dude up, trying to get him to overextend or something to try to do too much, and then catch him with a counter or something. But he was like taking his time, just a quick jab once in a while he had his hands down.
I mean, Elliot was exhausted.
Tim Elliott, I think is what his full name was.
Yeah, he was exhausted.
Yeah, for being that small, it's crazy how, I mean, you just get the shit kicked out of you for 2-3 rounds, so you get tired for sure.
Exactly what happens.
I think that was a majority decision, no questions asked. He lost that fight decisively.
You just get your way.
Zombie mode, I definitely remember calling him a zombie. We thought he was the next Korean zombie, only not Korean. But as far as the prelims, I feel like we're better just fights. We're just like people showing up trying to kill each other.
Well, you gotta make a name for your red panty night.
Yeah, to be able to get oh yeah, that too. Get your name out there on the biggest fight, dude. Speaking of red panty night, how many fucking celebrities were in that field? Tom Brady, everyone off the Browns. You had what's the dude's name who hit the guy with the helmet?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
Mayfield.
Did you hear on SportsCenter they were talking about how they zoomed in on both of them and they were like Myles Garrett, former first overall pick, and just blew off Baker.
Yeah, Baker's done. We can talk about that too if we have to, but how Baker Mayfield.
Oh shit, just bring some football in here on it?
Yo, BruceBannersArmbars.
even the UFC knows he's done, so they didn't even call him out. They had Matthew McConaughey there. Steve-O was there. Yo, Dan Bilzerian was there. He put, I don't know how much money he had.
Yo, you know who wasn't there?
Who?
Shevchenko.
She's getting ready for a fight. She fights soon, doesn't she? She fights in a couple months, I think. Yo, Masvidal was there. Primed.
Yeah. Masvidal was there because he was like, yo, Connor's gonna call me, yo.
And he didn't. Yo, what were you saying? You said you didn't even deserve it. After that post fight, you said you didn't even deserve it. You're like, yo, Connor doesn't even have to.
He doesn't.
Doesn't have to call no one out.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy we were hanging out with yesterday watching the fight.
Who, Travis?
Yeah, well, they don't know who Travis is, so.
Travis.
Fuck it, like he said the best. It was like, you kind of lost respect for McGregor. So if you watch the fight game, it's like you didn't lose all your respect for him, you know?
Oh, fuck no, dude. I feel like you would have been losing respect for him, dude. You were thinking that Cowboy was going to beat him. You thought his striking was overrated. I feel like everyone was counting him out. Taylor had Cowboy. Dan Bilzerian bet $500,000 on Cowboy, it seemed.
Well, for one, I didn't think, I think all McGregor really has is striking. I think Cowboy was going to win because I think Cowboy would have just mixed it up and, you know, like, all right, his cardio, everyone hypes up his cardio now, but, I mean, let's be for real, those last 4 or 5 rounds, it wasn't like he was giving it to fucking Diaz, you know?
Yeah, we might as well just talk about that fight first on the main card, how it was so unexpected.
That's the only fight to really fucking talk about.
I mean, there's more.
I mean, we could talk about the Holmes, what was it? Holmes just pinned her to the fucking gate.
Corniest fight. I mean, you kept saying, you're like, yo, this looks like an old woman that's slow.
Yeah, Holmes 100% showed her age. She fucking,
she showed she was stronger than Pennington.
She showed her intelligence too by changing her game instead of keeping in the middle, kicking and punching like she would. You know, chase them down, get them in the corner, and fucking beat their ass.
Just got double.
She just was like, I'm just gonna grab him and drag him to the corner.
Well, then Pennington kept grabbing her too. She was trying to.
Yeah, I don't know. Pennington got all stupid.
Pennington's not that good. She's got like a 500 record.
And that goes back to like what we were talking about off screen. Like in the women's division, it's Nunez,
Valentina,
then everyone else, you know, like in each.
And Nunez is way better than Valentina. She's 2-0 on Valentina.
Yeah. And I expect that's the crazy part. Nunez is 2-0 on Valentina, and everyone in the respective division has no real competition except the 115. Women.
The 115 group is stacked.
Yeah.
The 115 you could hype up all day. But you know what's crazy? I mean, I'm starting to think that there's not that big a difference between Valentina and Nunez. It's just the size difference. You got a Nunez who can fight at 145 and beat up Cyborg. But then you got a Valentina who looks just fine at 125 pounds. I think her original weight class was 125 before the UFC.
Genetically, they're two different women, you know.
They look way different, for sure. Nunez just got broader shoulders.
Oh, yeah, tank. And that's that Amazonian blood. If you follow a lot of combative sports and you look at the Brazilian women, they're all fucking ready to tear someone's head off.
Touchdown.
And then, what you call it, Shevchenko's, you know, slender, skinny, and like...
She's not Polish.
No, she's like some Russian and shit. But I don't know, she lived
Ukrainian
in
or something?
She lived in Peru her whole life, though.
That's where she trains?
Yeah, that's where she grew up.
Yo, what's crazy? I heard you see her do her dances and shit.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like a
why
legitimate.
she does salsa and all that. She grew up in all that stuff. She speaks like fluent Spanish. I think.
Her kick, she just sits there and just leg
That's
kicks,
why
head
her and her
kicks
sister's
over and
kicks are
over
so-
on one foot all day long.
It's like the fucking NFL, you know, like her and her sister incorporated the dance they grew up in their fighting.
Just for movement and just I mean, it helps.
Being able to whip your body in like the small
your
space.
hips too probably helps.
Like how the NFL players started incorporating boxing techniques and stuff in their fucking gameplay.
Just helping your movements and your power coming from your hips and everything.
And I think that gave her. I mean, like you know how everyone makes fun of is it Holloway's workout routine?
We're doing what?
Yo, well, you didn't see that post going around the MMA community? I think it was Holloway. So one fighter, like a lower ranked fighter, was making fun of Holloway's workout routine. He's like, all right, Holloway, give me 25 sets on the bench. I mean, this shit makes me laugh.
Because he doesn't do bench, is what you were saying?
No, because he'll you know, he pretends to do the bench, but he'll put the bar on his chest and he's like throwing elbows and knees.
Shit.
And
It's always working other movements while you're doing
he like pretends to throw the bar up and like do a backflip out of it or something.
He could just be screwing around too, who knows?
No, the guy's making fun of Holloway.
Oh, because
saying that's Holloway's. Because you know Holloway's workout routine's weird. Like, he'll be like, all right, I'm going to box holding these cinder blocks. Like, yo, you literally can't do that. He's like, no, watch me, you know?
I mean, you can't, I don't know how you could talk shit on someone who's a champion.
But that's what I was going to say. It's like, people like to make fun. And the only reason it's okay is because it works, you know? And that's like kind of the same shit with Shevchenko. She has that dancing.
I mean, remember when Diaz was making fun of McGregor for like being in the park using those sticks and doing like all the body movements while swinging some sticks around and shit with, I think he called it like a movement coach. That's what they call them. You can't talk shit if it works. It just seems like Holly Holmes. I mean, even though Holly Holmes trains with trains out of New Mexico with John Jones, Watterson. You would think she would have done a lot better striking than what she did. She's just getting old.
No, it's definitely different. That was her game plan. It's just like you said.
You think her game plan was to hold her against the fence like that and just hang out?
I mean, come on, man.
She wasn't even doing any clinch work. It seemed like Pennington was the only one doing anything. Like for a while, she was getting her neck and was throwing some knees and shit.
Dirty boxing. Because it's like you stand out there and you start whipping out fucking punches. And, I mean, before you know it, you're up to like 30 punches in the first round.
I don't think she outstruck her that much. I think it was all control. I think
No, I'm not saying in that particular fight. In general, you know?
Yeah.
If you're a top striker, like, before you know it.
It'll add up. It didn't add up for her.
Age,
she was just trying to control the fucking...
And I'm saying, at her age and been fighting that long, she knew, like, my striking's my fucking finisher. I gotta save it for the end of the fight if I got to.
If she had to, but she didn't have to.
Yeah, she didn't have to, so she's a stick.
You know, I think that
it's
fight
like
was
dive. If you don't have to pass, dive.
I think this fight was so corny because they had fought before and they were so like, I think Holmes just knew she could win that kind of fight is all it was. She just knew she could outstrike her. She knew she could
Holmes
around. She didn't want to risk it.
Yeah,
because I think that's how their first fight went too. I don't think it was because it was controversial. It was like a split decision. Neither of them were really that beat up. Yeah. They were both. I assume it was the kind of same thing. Let's just hold each other around. And Holm does that kind of shit with her. Like she's either gonna show up and be elite, or she's gonna back to the main fight. She's gonna Cowboy Cerrone it where he starts out slow. There's mad fights where he starts out slow, and sometimes he just brings back up in second or third. He'll start making some shit happen. But he started out so sluggish, I thought, from the top. But you also said it could have been because when he got that knee put to him, starting the fight right away, Conor McGregor just comes straight at him, throwing a right, running across the mat. Cowboy ducks underneath it, takes the side of the knee to the head, ends up in the clinch. This fight's so short, we could talk about the entire thing right now.
40 seconds.
Yeah, right out of that, gets clinched up. Conor McGregor starts the craziest knockout, or the craziest even like putting someone off their...
He wobbled him with that.
Just with that shoulder. He was tucking it deep and just throwing that right underneath his nose. Four of those strikes.
Body damage.
Got him all wet, messed up, had him fall back, and then Blake kicked him to the face, and it was all over. And then Herb Dean gave him every chance in the books to try to keep the fight going.
Yeah.
Cowboy was hurt. He didn't want any. I think he broke his
nose.
Cowboy
didn't want any. No, he broke his nose.
I thought he did. I think he broke his nose off those shoulder strikes coming from underneath.
Oh yeah, the second one.
The
second one, you could see it.
Yeah.
But like I said, fucking, I feel like the head kick wobbled him a little bit, and then he went into the clinch to recover. But you know, while he was like taking his time to recover, Conor was like
eating him up with those shoulders.
And then he got lucky. Like literally, Conor got lucky because I don't think his intention was to break his face with his shoulder. I think it was to keep him over, force him out.
I think his intent was to hurt him.
I really think Conor's intent was shoulder him out of the clinch, and then as he walks out, because picture this, shoulder, as he steps out of the clinch, left haymaker, kind of does it again with the left.
No, that makes sense. Set him up,
But he fucking was like, shoulder, smashed face.
I don't remember who was holding on to that at the time now.
No,
I don't remember who was holding on to
no,
that.
so...
Was McGregor holding him?
Yeah, so...
Because he kept
No,
throwing him,
so Cerrone initiated the clinch, and it kind of, while he was striking him, worked himself to the dominant position in the clinch. So he like threw an elbow, repositioned, threw a shoulder, repositioned.
And then Cowboy finally got loose and came back.
I don't even think Cowboy got loose. I think Conor pushed him out. Yeah. Because it's either he Conor let go and he kind of just like was stumbling his way out, or Conor I think he was done in that clinch. The fight was over in that clinch.
The leg kick was the head kick was a real kick too. I didn't think it connected as well. I mean, it only hit the tip of his foot, but it was right on his jaw. It was clean.
And like I said,
him out.
Conor's known for the strikes. Everyone's gonna watch out for the left, but he's a striker, and I think his kicking gets underestimated because he has no need to throw it half the time. He closes space so fast with his feet, and then like you said,
he just came out ready too. He came out so fucking aggressive. Like I said, from the top. No, it wasn't even like a flying right. It was his left, because his left is where it's all his power.
That's why I
came
think
straight at him, ran across the octagon. No such thing as touching fists. Ran straight across the octagon and threw it. Cowboy ducked. It was crazy how he went such a hard duck. Didn't like move out of the way, like ducked down like a badass.
And then it's like exactly. I think the same thing happened.
Crazy.
Like, he was on. Cowboy was on it. Got out of the way. Didn't get out of the way either fast enough or all the way. Got caught that knee and he was just all like out of it. If you see him.
What did you think of the post-fight press conference?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you know? Oh, yeah.
I didn't think there was no. Oh, the media one. It's whatever.
No, I mean like in the octagon.
That one, like I said, I think he just tried to redo his image after the whole Khabib shit. Like, I seriously think Khabib beat some senses into him.
I think it was cool when he first got his hype. He was like, yo, he yelled it. He was like fucking hyped out there. Any one of you fuckers can get it. And I think when he says any one of you fuckers can get it, I think he means 155, anyone can get it. 170, anyone can get it. 145. He's He's another record he set. Conor McGregor, only UFC fighter to knock someone out in 3 different weight divisions. 145, 155, and 170 pounds.
I mean, I'm never gonna say McGregor's the greatest, but he's always the first, so that's always worth something.
He's the biggest name, dude. Next fight is gonna be even bigger now. If it's Masvidal versus him, I want him to fight Masvidal. I think Usman beats him. I don't know if I don't see that fight.
He'll beat Usman.
I don't think so. I think
Usman's
so fucking powerful, dude. He's way bigger than a Cowboy or Masvidal, dude.
I know.
I bet Usman cuts from 190, 200 pounds. I could see him walking around 200 pounds.
I mean, no, Conor has to stay in that weight class, 70.
He can do 155 really easy.
No, he has to, though. There's no money in 155. Who's
Khabib?
big enough?
That's who he wants to fight. He wants to fight Khabib.
He wants to fight Khabib. But
I'd watch Tony Ferguson, too. Tony Ferguson,
I would watch him fight Khabib.
If Ferguson beats Khabib, I'm saying it right now. Ferguson beats Khabib or Ferguson versus McGregor for the 155 belt. So, because they're both gonna stand and bang a little more. Even though Ferguson got an elite ground game, he trains under Eddie Bravo.
Who?
Tony Ferguson. That's a jiu-jitsu game. I think he's a black belt under him too. That'd be an elite because at least they would stand and bang for a while. It wouldn't be just Khabib's gonna try to take
those guys can get black belts fast because like if you and me do jiu-jitsu, it's like 10 years because we're gonna do it after work and shit like that.
But they do it all day every day.
They do it all day every day. They could take all.
I mean, he's been training his whole life. You can't be that good without training your whole life anyway.
So you grab on. He'll probably be like a black belt in like 3 years.
So who do you say? Who's he gonna fight next? McGregor.
Who? McGregor? I don't know. I'm still thinking if he's even will stay in the weight class because for what? Back to the original conversation, the 170 has all the gatekeepers and journeymen with big names.
Yo, he did mention the Diaz trilogy. He's like, yo, Nate can get it too if he wants it. Yo, Nate Diaz said something on Instagram. He was like, yo,
Nate big called him out. He's like because McGregor said something about. He's like, oh, I could go against both Diaz brothers. He's like, stop it. You beat my baby brother. He's like, stop it.
Oh, Nick said that?
Nick, I keep saying
I don't even listen to Nick's shit talk because he hasn't fought in 5 years and he's never going to fight again.
Well, Nick is living a good life as a headmaster in their school.
He's got his own school. Yeah, Nick Diaz a training academy. Yeah. But, no, that's cool. I'd like to see Masvidal. Masvidal's in the crowd. They didn't even, McGregor didn't even hype him up enough to, I think he was like, he said at one point in the interview at the post-fight, he was like, even the guy sitting back there behind the desk, which I think they were going to Masvidal, because then the camera goes to him, he said he can get it too, and Masvidal didn't even say much. He was like, I'll take it if it's there, but it doesn't seem like it was a true call-out, because it's all in McGregor, wherever the money's at.
It's like that rapper shit. It's like, you can't call out the rapper you're beefing, because then you bring in Everybody wants to know who this guy is. So
Everyone knows who Masvidal is, but I think McGregor's so big that this call-out's not going to be the thing that makes the fight.
He doesn't have to do a call-out.
He doesn't have to do
it
shit.
littles him, you know?
Yeah, he's above it.
Yeah.
He's
it's like Tom
I'm
Brady.
not saying he's the best fighter, but he's the biggest fighter in the
Yeah, it's
UFC,
like Tom
for sure.
Brady calling out another quarterback, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, Baker did this. It's like, oh, really, Tom? Like, you know.
You've won 6 fucking Super Bowls, and you're going to call this guy who's never made the playoffs? Someone corny.
Especially, I also think the loss to Khabib humbled him on the fact that he personally can acknowledge that he was truly on a lose streak. Because I think he thinks he lost that Diaz fight. Because to him, he even says he don't like winning by decision. Like, he wants to knock the
He usually knocks motherfuckers out. That's why. Probably because it's too tiring to have to go 5 rounds and fucking win that fight that way.
But then you don't want to leave it up to the refs either, too.
No, not when you're that big. I mean, not when you're known for knocking people out, too. Fuck
and
that.
then, you know, you get the fight bonuses and all that shit, too. So
Who got... Oh, yo, we're going to have to check. I wish I could give you guys the fight bonuses.
Performance of the night.
I would assume fight of the night goes to...
It might all go to McGregor.
I mean, there's multiple. There's like knockout of the night, fight of the night,
But
multiple performance of the nights. Someone else might get one.
Yeah.
I bet that. I wonder if that old chick who fucked up Macy Barber might get some. Performance of the night? Fuck, I don't know.
She should have killed her. Come on, a one-legged fucking warrior.
But that was big. It's gonna create something new. That's why I've been saying all night. We're out of Denver, Colorado. We got our boy Cowboy fighting out of Aurora. Yeah. I was still going for McGregor just for what it sets up. Because nothing funner than being an MMA fan when the entire world becomes MMA fans.
Especially in Denver. That's why we do it.
I mean, everyone was Snapchatting me. I had to FaceTime people watching the fights just because they wanted to see our reaction during the fights last night, and they just wanted to share the hype with us because it was McGregor. They bought the fights. The people I was FaceTiming with, Mike Waters, I forgot the other people. They only watched the last 2 fights. They bought the fights when it was home Pennington. And what sucks is you bought the fights to watch that fight, and that fight had nothing going on. The best fight besides that, Pettis got choked out right away in the first.
Yeah, that was embarrassing for Pettis. Pettis is another middle-of-the-road fighter.
He used to be elite. He's old. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's old. He's been fighting forever.
No, he's old in the fight game because...
33, 34 maybe?
But he's been doing it since like 17 or something.
He's been fighting forever, dude.
And like professionally and competitively.
It takes every fight takes it out of you. What was that old dude's name?
Askalin, the Russian.
The dude who's been fighting the UFC since late 90s.
So, yeah, he's been in the UFC since he was 19.
We just see him get knocked out. It's the only thing we see him.
But he knocked out. He
not last night. Olenek. I think he's a Russian. Fought Mean Green.
Yeah.
Maurice Green.
He armbarred him. Because Mean Green was a fucking fool. And instead of stacking him. So if you get like, sometimes when you get a guy got you on the armbar, you can just stand up on your feet and put him on his neck.
Green's big though. He can't do much. Or not Green. Olenek's a big.
No, but you saw what he did. He rolled on top of Olenek, and then try to like do like if you were agile, you would like climb yourself. You would like put yourself like this so they can't fold your elbow in. So if you were like agile, you would like get on top of the guy so he can't fold your elbow and try to bend it. Gives you more leverage.
Yeah.
But if you're big and strong, just use your strength. That's how he got trapped on top of Olenek.
I'm pretty sure he choked him out.
No, Olenek armbarred him. He tried to choke him out in the first round, and he spent like.
I thought he stuck him with that same submission attempt there at the end.
No.
Oh yeah, because you thought he broke his arm, but I don't think he did. You're right.
No, he didn't break his arm. Yeah, you heard him though. He was just fucking.
He did a real light tap. He was so stuck. He just did fingers.
No, he used his foot.
They were both tired. That was a couple of heavyweights. Neither of them got the knockout.
But yeah, I mean,
Olenek's got 5 kids to support. You know he was going to be there.
And then Mean Green was somewhat of an amateur fighter still, kind of. I think that was his like 3rd fight or some shit.
He still looked good though. I mean, you're fighting you can't get any more veteran than that man. But he was so slow. If you're getting out, he didn't get outstruck by Olenek, but he just got taken to the ground by that.
No, he struck.
He fights out of AT&T. Do you know that Olenek?
Oh, he does?
I saw Joanna Jedrzejczyk posting. She was posting on her Instagram last night. She was like, "Yo, congrats ATT Nation."
Oh, really? That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably wrestling with the best. He should be wrestling with Cormier and Khabib. I don't know where they train.
No, well, he is. He's known to be a great wrestler.
Yeah,
Mean Green or the
Russian,
yeah.
Olenek.
He's known to be a great wrestler.
I mean, he took down.
His nickname is Python.
I like how we're calling him Mean Green. Yo, Maurice Mean Green.
Yeah, that's not his nickname.
Yeah, I don't know
Mean Green. Well, now it is Mean Green.
Yeah, Maurice Mean Green.
But the Russian dude's nickname's the Python. Olenek.
Oh yeah, because he been choking
because he chokes, out. And then he almost got that choke in the first.
In a crazy choke that you don't see too very often.
And I mean, I think Green did a really good defense on that choke where he hammer fisted him in the face. But that armbar, it's like, why did you try to do that? Like, because if you're little, you could just whip your body on top of someone and do that.
Yeah.
But if you're big, you just roll the guy on his neck and choke him out. Have him like, you ever been put on your neck?
I mean, I'm sure I have.
And now you have a fucking 200-pound guy leaning on you?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Just having a 200-pound guy on you.
And then what it helps too, so the point of the armbar is like to use your hip as a focal point to bend the elbow in the spot it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
So if you're folding the guy into himself, he can't focal you on your elbow.
Yeah.
And that's the most basic shit. And I was
People
like,
just get nervous in the scramble.
I guess so, and he gave up the fight, man. And it's a terrible loss for Green in my opinion because how old Nick is.
And how we had only seen Old Nick get knocked out like his last 2 or 3 fights.
Same thing with Marcy too, yeah.
Macy.
Macy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I don't think her fight's over. I think she was so young. Imagine going from I don't think she'd ever fought. I mean, I guess it was only a prelim fight, but it was the featured prelim.
Yeah.
I think what killed the main card too is we wanted to see that Alexa Grasso versus Claudia Gadelha fight. Grasso, 5 pounds overweight. She's not 115 anymore. She got to fight 125.
But you know what? I was thinking about this last night. I think the real thing was 2018 for UFC was a year of banging. Like every card, every fight was bangers. And this card only had two to three names, tops.
No, I said that last night. I said McGregor carried a card.
Yeah,
McGregor, Cowboy, there was nothing else. We bought a whole card just to watch that fight.
But even all the up and coming cards too, I think they're also like, you're just getting the Khabib fight. There's no one else really on the card, you know?
No, they're usually good. At the end of last year, they were stacked. Remember for like the last 4 months of last year, we were like, yo, this whole fucking card's got us. We were watching Saturday free,
so I
Saturday
think they're just out of fighters.
ESPN cards.
They're just out of fighters for now.
Well, I think they also just knew that they could get it carried by McGregor. They had let McGregor.
Yeah.
It's the money business. And if you got, like, you saw all the celebrities there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had Matthew McConaughey showing up as Holmes was fighting.
Yeah.
To go watch that last fight. He carried the card.
Yeah, no, I know he carried the card, but I'm just saying in general, like, I feel like they would have stacked it if they could, but because they fucking shot.
I think it's money business. I think they were like, yo, I'm gonna save these guys to go headline their own cards. I'm gonna not put Blades in on this one. I'm gonna save him for next Saturday for the free card. You know, I'm gonna spread these dudes out. Because unless it's like Brooklyn where you gotta fill the whole thing, or Madison Square Garden where they gotta do the whole thing.
Well, maybe doing that shit gives more exposure to the lower names. Even like Mean Green copped that out. His name got out there.
Yo, should we rank cards? What would you give it 1 out of 10? The overall card?
What would this card? This card would be a 3.
Let's rank the main cards 1 to 10.
All right, yeah.
You
This
give
card
it a 3?
is a 3.
Man, I don't think I want to give it a 3, but I don't want to give it high. I give it.
I would not watch this again.
I'd watch it again because of McGregor Cowboy.
I wouldn't watch it again.
I'd give it a 5, just because what happened at the end. Just because the hype. I mean, like I said, I had people FaceTiming me. I was all jacked up. I was hyped. Just because the vibes alone, I'd give it 5. But the whole main card, it could have been good if we had Pettis fighting someone.
McGregor could fight a goddamn fucking puppy and it'll be the same way.
If Grasso versus
McGregor
was on
versus
there,
a puppy.
Well, I'm not gonna watch
A great
that.
puppy, you would watch that shit.
No, you fuck the puppy up, bro. That left hand would fucking make a puppy go out, bro.
It's like, everybody, that shit be, McConaughey would be there again.
Yo, Vic's out there announcing it.
Yeah, they'll be like, McGregor would lose because he wouldn't hit the puppy and shit. They're like, McGregor was the strategy.
Oh, shit. My strategy was to get out of here and get paid.
Yeah. He's like, I'm buying the puppy.
I guess the only thing else that happened, aside from the main card, the coolest thing is Felice Herrig got punched in the face. She was talking shit on someone like dropped some money and she was just talking shit. You could tell, you gotta follow these fighters, especially Felice Herrig's story. You could progressively see her getting drunker throughout the night.
Oh, that's fucking
And then all of a sudden, she's like Snapchatting herself. She's got a bloody nose. She's like, oh, I got a bloody nose more here than what I get during a fight. And then she actually said, she's like, yo, she tagged me once, and then I tagged her like 2-3 times. She said she gave her like a 1-2. Then the chick took off running. You know how much worse a Felice Herrig 1-2 hurts than whoever punched Felice Herrig in the nose?
Yeah.
And then Felice Herrig fucking drunk puts it on her story, like, yo, let's out there anyway, so fuck it. I'm a fan, y'all. I'm a fan of Felice Herrig.
I like Felice Herrig too.
She's cool. She's a great personality. Definitely a good follow. And she's hot.
Yeah.
She's a little older. She ain't gonna. I mean, she's probably 34. But
I don't even know. I don't. She wants to fight, but her career might be done. Just
that torn ACL last year.
Yeah, that knees.
She said she might get 2 fights in this year, but she's still not able to put full weight on it and anything like that.
I mean, yo, it's crazy. Like, you lose your knee, you're done. That's why I'm like.
Yeah, that's why Mason Barber was done.
Like,
that's
Thiago
why
might be done.
I'd be interested to see if they check knees and shit like that anymore.
They
Or
might.
well, that'll say whether Rogan had any grounds to say they're only checking it. Because, like I said, yo, they had me feeling bad. Imagine anyone watching that fight for the first time. But it's anyone watching it. It's a 21-year-old chick. It had me feeling bad, and I never feel bad about that shit. Like, I felt fucking bad for this young girl who was fucked up. She was leaking everywhere, bro. She had a torn ACL.
She got into something she couldn't handle.
Yeah.
I seen 20-year-old dudes get their shit beaten. Yo, fucking what was it? We saw Gross get her ass kicked, and she's only like 22.
She's probably like 25 now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when she got her ass kicked.
I don't know what's going on with her career. She's a 125er now. I don't think Dana's gonna let her fight. If you go 5.5 pounds overweight, I don't think you're coming back to 150.
I understand why you want to cut weight, but I would just fucking fight at a weight I'm comfortable on.
I mean, if you could get everyone to do it, and that's if you're fighting a wrestler who's so much stronger than you, you're kind of fucked. If you get that power and someone can overpower you, you're done for it. You saw Holm overpower. I keep forgetting her fucking name because she's so 500. Pennington, such a 500 fighter. Raquel Pennington. Nah, but yeah, you guys heard it here first. UFC 246, 5 out of 10 over here, 3 out of 10 over here. But McGregor's gonna carry this shit. We're gonna have a dope ass fight coming up. That's the only good thing out of this whole fucking thing.
Yep, McGregor versus Usman.
McGregor versus Masvidal, yo. Baddest motherfucker in the land.
Here first.
We're gonna get Rock Johnson out here to give the belt out.
Fuck yeah. Actually, speaking of up and coming fights, I want to see Woodley's fight. Because he likes to talk shit and...
Oh, he's fighting
I forgot who? Lee.
The Frenchman.
The Frenchman?
He's French. Not Lee.
Not Lee, I thought it was Lee.
No, it's the dude who Masvidal pieced up in the back. Leon Edwards. That's gonna be a good fight too. Depends which Woodley shows up. The Woodley pre-becoming a champion or Woodley I became a champion. Now I'm just gonna try to dink and dunk and win fights by tagging people once getting 10 shots off a round.
Let's see.
Alright.
And then the women's cards are coming up. Are gonna be great. We get to see Wave. She's really about it. We get to see Rose and fucking Andrade.
Not just we get to see Wave. We get to see Wave versus fucking Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the baddest, the fucking strawweight queen, dude.
Return of the Queen. Return of the Queen.
And then the winner of that fight's gonna fight the winner of Rose versus
Andrade.
Is that the fight at Rose Andrade too?
Yeah.
No fucking way. Wow.
Rose is gonna beat the shit out of Andrade.
I think we got fights this weekend too, so
yeah, we got some fight nights and all
that.
Stay
tuned. We're gonna eventually get an Instagram going, let you guys know when we're posting fights. We're definitely gonna do some more pre-fight shit. We're big fans of the Saturday night cards too, so we'll get just as much hype on a fight with some some no names, some contender series. We'll be watching that all the time too. So.
Yep. Follow us on fucking all your social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube.
BruceBannersArmbar. That's what it's all gonna be.
BruceBannersArmbar. Don't get caught in one. All right. Peace out.
Hey.